We have an update to report tonight as a result of a Channel 4 News investigation into a security breach of confidential police records, which could have maybe your information. Today, the LAPD police chief told the Civilian Police Commission the findings of the investigation, and he vowed it won't happen again.
How would you describe the way those records were being stored?
Well, it wasn't appropriate. You know, a lot of them were set out for pickup by the vendor, and they hadn't been picked up, and they should have been moved.
Charlie Beck hadn't been sworn in yet as the LAPD's police chief back in October when we uncovered truckloads of confidential police records filled with social security numbers of cops, victims, and witnesses sitting in a garage at LAPD's Southwest Division. Open boxes filled with evidence records and investigation reports secured only by some flimsy police tape. The police union was furious about the breach.
It's clearly unacceptable. I mean, those records needed to be secured for the protection not only for identity theft of our members, but of potential suspects coming back and maybe harming them by gaining personal information and finding out where they may live.
As a result of the union's complaints and our investigation, the LAPD immediately secured the documents which were destined to be destroyed and began an investigation. The report presented to the Police Commission today shows the problem was even bigger. Similar breaches had occurred at Northeast and Wilshire divisions. The report found that there was a breakdown in the system used to store and destroy sensitive police records, and the chief admits that there weren't enough people to do the job. The LAPD has formed a task force to review record storage every month so this doesn't happen again. But what about all those confidential records that were left wide open for months?
Is there any way of knowing if that information ever got into the wrong hands?
Doesn't appear so.
But there's really no way of checking, is there?
Well, you can't prove a negative. I mean, there's been no indication whatsoever that any of that information was leaked. Now, you know, is it possible? Of course, but it doesn't look like it.
The LAPD says that it has a policy in place on how to store and destroy confidential records, but in this case, it just wasn't being followed.